Hi there, GEPF members. This is a special and an important message that's aimed at government employees who are aged between 30 and 50. And what I want to share with you is an experience that I've had with an individual who had left working for government. The member had resigned, and what had transpired from a tax perspective. And more importantly, what you can do to avoid this from happening if you happen to want to leave working for government. Now, just a quick, some background information on the member. The member was feeling very frustrated being inside, the profession, working for government. The member found it hard to get promoted, actually was not promoted and stuck in that position for a long time. And in addition to that, just the working conditions became very pressurizing. Now, if this is something that you can relate to, I just want you to be mindful that sometimes we feel the grass is green on the other side. And it's important for us to make sure we identify all those things in advance before we just jump ship. And this is one of the things that I'm going to guide you through here in terms of how you manage your money within GEPF. Now, in your particular case, chances are you've been working for government for a long time now, which means you've accumulated a healthy amount sitting in your GEPF fund. Even if you didn't, it's still important for you to go through the concept and how you manage this money that's in here. So let's quickly have a look at how this money was managed and what could have been done by the member to avoid what had transpired. We're going to illustrate this by looking at a pool of money. So let's assume that this pool of money is the money that the member had. So I'll call this GEPF. So this is the total capital that sat within GEPF for that member. And the options that were available for this member was to transfer this money. Pardon me, let's do that one again. So the member could transfer this money, we'll say, to a new company. So if the new company that the member was working for had the facility to move the money from GEPF over, then that would have been an option. It would have moved from GEPF over to the new company, their retirement fund. In this case, the member did not choose to do that. We look at the next option here, and the next option is the member could have transferred to what we call an approved fund. Approved fund. Now, an approved fund is basically a fund that's not going to allow you to pay any tax. It's going to preserve this value that's sitting within GEPF. Many of you might know of this to be a preservation fund, but I want you to be mindful that that's not the only option that's available as an approved fund, but it's there for you to avoid having to pay the tax. Now, in this particular case, the member was not made aware of this. As a result, the member then chose the third option. And the third option here is a cash out. And whenever you're thinking about cash, especially from a retirement source, I want you to be mindful of, I'm sure you know this already, tax. And in this particular case, the tax is quite severe, and it gets even worse when we have a larger capital. Now, in your case, if you've been working for GEPF for a long time, chances are you've built a sizable amount of money. And if you happen to withdraw your money in cash, there's only a tiny portion of this that's going to be tax-free. We only get the 500,000 tax-free amount that comes to us when we get to age 55 or older, because that's our retirement age from 55 onwards. Currently, in terms of the tax tables, only 25,000 of this is tax-free, again, barring your pre-98. As a result, a lot of money was lost here to tax, you see? And the member came to me for assistance with regards to recovering it. Now, even though I've helped members save, huge amounts of money in tax, once SARS issues a directive, that's pretty much cast in stone. I can't go back and reverse it. And this is why I'm doing this video for you, because I want you to be mindful that there's a lot of options that are available for you if you're wanting to leave GEPF. It's just that you've got to do your homework in advance. So this becomes an option, this is an option, this is an option, but we need to explore each option based on your circumstances. Now, I'm permitting no excuses for you to pay any tax here, because I've released my Retire vs. Resign guide. It's basically a comparison. It's going to show you what happens if you retire versus what happens if you resign. It's going to compare it against 7 critical elements for you. And this is something that I usually retail to GEPF members for 499 Rand, but now I'm offering that for free for a limited period only. So you've got no excuses not to ensure that you're not paying any tax. I'll place a link to the URL below so that you can go and download a copy. But download a copy, even if you're not leaving right now, at some point in time, you are going to leave. And, either through retirement or resignation, this is just going to arm you with the information that you need and empower you with that kind of knowledge. And I look forward to hearing your experiences and also seeing how the guide is helping you make your decisions. Thank you.